It's Marie here, your Sales on Fire coach, master sales coach, go-to expert for sales, and the person that's here to help you become consistent in sales and bringing in the clients that you truly want to work with. So today, what we're going to be talking about, first of all, is all about how to build consistency in your sales efforts, your sales results, and your sales actions. And the one way to do that is by stopping what I call the field of dreams mentality. Now, this is going to be a little bit uncomfortable for some of us, and that's me included, that kind of do have the field of dreams mentality. Now, I'm going to explain what that is, how it shows up, what's the impact of it, and why you need to change it. Okay, this is something that I have learned the hard way, many of my clients have learned the hard way, but it literally stops you moving forward in your business. Okay, it literally gets you to the point of, it's not even stuck, it's paralyzed. Okay, so what is the field of dreams mindset? It is where you, if you remember the film with Kevin Costner, it was build it and they will come. Okay, so we tend to have quite a bit of, if we build a website, if we create a blog, if we do a post, if we do a live even, the fact is that all of this, if we build it, all of our ideal clients will reach out to us and ask to become clients. So every time we create a blog, we do a post, and all the time that we spend actually sitting down and considering our content and everything that we're actually going to do. Now, I think all of this is worthwhile. What I'm not saying is don't do that. It is extremely valuable marketing. But without the reaching out and the proactive part, it kind of gets left in the ether, and that's why things kind of fizzle out. So I've worked with a lot of clients whereby they've built everything that they need to build. They're spending an awful lot of time on their website. They're, making sure that's perfect. They're blogging, they are posting, they are doing Facebook Lives. They're doing all of that work, and it's taken up, it's exhausting. They're working at it and working at it and working at it, but still don't have the sales conversations or the clients that they want to have. So they can tend to feel exhausted, burnt out, and asking themselves, what the hell are they doing wrong? And none of that is wrong. The problem is, it is the field of dreams mentality, which is, if I build that, people will reach out to me. When the reality is that competition's too fierce, that buyers, your ideal clients, don't think like that. They are waiting for you to reach out to them and actually ask them to be clients of yours. That is really what you have to be able to do in order to build a successful business, because the field of dreams is literally you're waiting for them to do it to you. You're trying to stay comfortable in the area where it's like, I don't have to ask anybody, so I don't have to get uncomfortable. But the result of it is that you could be paralyzed in your business. Now, if you feel like this and you feel like you're exhausted constantly, posting and doing all of that stuff, but not getting enough clients, then the secret ingredient that's missing, or just the missing link to add to it, is to reach out. Now, how can you do this? I go on about it a lot, which is about 30 minutes a day spent in working out how to be proactive in your business. So I'm going to put down a couple of steps of actually what you can actually do. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. But the first thing is, you have to identify who your ideal client is. Now, this can be easy or hard, and we think we've actually got it nailed, and a lot of times we actually don't. I thought I had it nailed, and I've just went through a recent kind of overview of who my perfect client is, and I changed, and immediately the change has had a hugely beneficial impact on my business with who I'm now working for, and actually they found it even easier to say yes to me, okay? Because I was then talking the language. So identify who is your ideal client. Look at all the groups that you're in, look at all the people that are on your radar, and work out of those, Who are the ones that you truly want to work with, and why do you want to work with them specifically? What are the characteristics and behaviours that these ideal clients, you can look at who you've worked with in the past, the ones that you worked with best and the ones that you worked with not so well. What was the differences in terms of maybe their characteristics, their behaviours, their desires, their wants, okay? So then once you've actually worked out who exactly is your ideal client, and a lot of that isn't just down to their behaviours and their interests and whether they're on Facebook and they're downloading all the rest of it, is actually how they take action. How they take action is one of the main ways that I actually find my ideal clients. It's, you know, because I could actually work with anybody, but it's how you take action actually makes you my ideal client. So I have a way that people take action I can then relate to, or I can, you know, it's most likely that I'm going to get the most success from. So once you've identified who those real clients are, and I call it the dream list, okay, what you want to do is you want to get on their radar. So you want to build awareness of who you are, and you can do that certainly through your posts, but you want them to get to know you, okay? And then over a period of time, you want to connect with them, because this is when you go from the know to the like. They start liking you a little bit, which is really important. So how do you connect with them? Lots of different ways as well. You can actually reach out to. But you've got to, you know, you can even connect via Facebook posts. But certainly the whole goal here is to actually have a sales conversation. And I'll tell you why. Because once you engage with someone, okay, and they know and they like you, and you're actually getting on, you're on their radar, and then you move forward over a period of time on to actually having a sales conversation, that is when truly they can actually get to trust you. Now, I'm going to move this away a little bit. You'll see over on my board here, that way, yeah, that way, there. There's the old and the new model of selling, okay? Now, the old model of selling used to be all about, you know, build rapport. So basically, if you think about the top triangle there, is all about the old model of selling, and that was about how people sold. And that's you and me. If you're in a business, you're there, people need to buy your services, so you need to be able to sell them well. So what would happen in terms of, if you think about an entire sales conversation made up of 100%, what you'd be looking at is, in the old model, people would spend about 10% of the time actually building rapport, connection as we call it today. So it would be kind of the least important part of the overall call, because they were on with their agenda, which is, I want you to buy from me. The second part of it, which was 20%, so double the amount of time, was spent in qualification. Are you actually ready? You know, are you the person that can buy, and are you ready to buy? So that would be all about kind of really the interrogation style of setting up. So is this urgent? And it would be hammering on the pain as well. You know, constantly pushing on the pain. You know, you're feeling like this. You want to avoid that. Very uncomfortable, quite awkward, and quite, you know, to have that conversation. So 20% was spent at the qualification. 30% then was actually spent on presentation. So 30%, 1/3 if you think of the call, was actually in telling you how wonderful the person was and why you should buy from them. So they'll go straight into solution mode. Okay, so if you think about qualification as, what's your struggle, what's your biggest challenge, here's how you solve it, and here's how I'll help you solve it, 30%. And then 40%, nearly half of the call, just under half the call, was actually spent on closing that sale. So dealing with objections, talking about money, proposals, you know, how you're going to work together, 40% of the call spent on that. Huge amount of time. Okay, it's a very uncomfortable conversation, but it certainly felt like you were being sold to. Not anything that anybody would do with any authenticity. It was all about the, you know, I want you to buy from me, okay? And I'm here to persuade you that I am the right person for you to buy from. That all changed because today's buyer is much more savvy. They're certainly much more aware of what they want and what they need, and they can have the advantage of the fact that they can go on and do an awful lot of research before they decide to spend any money. So that completely had to change, and that's completely changed in its head. So now the new model of selling, which is the one that's the most successful, it can be called spin selling, consultative selling, whatever you want to call it. It's all about connection. So what it is about is 40% of the call now, so I've turned it on its head, you can see the pyramid's changed, okay, is now about trust. So big people will buy from you if they trust you, and what your conversation about is all about establishing trust, and that's trust on both sides, okay? So 40% of your call should all be about establishing trust, okay? And how you do that is that you spend 30% of your time looking at the needs of your potential buyer. What are they struggling with? What do they actually want their life to be like? How can you help them? Looking at what their needs are. So that can be needs like their financial needs, their business needs, their emotional needs. And you know, what are they? Where are they now? Where do they want to be? And are you the right person to help them get there? So 30% of that spent on needs, establishing them, identifying them and agreeing them, and actually understanding what people's needs are and clearly being able to demonstrate that you understand those is a massive way of how you actually build trust. Because if you don't understand what somebody really needs, they're not going to trust you. So there's 70% of your call now spent on needs and trust, okay? The other 20% basically is spent on actually, if you like, the presentation. Are you the right person? How will you work together? Are you the right person to work with? I'm talking about your testimonials, who you've worked with in the past, okay? So we'll reduce that right down because 70% of it is spent on actually your buyer, their agenda, what they want, not the old way, which is all about, I want you to buy from me. I'm here to sell you, okay? The last 10% is now spent on closing, asking them to buy from you, because that should be that should be quite an easy one at this stage, and you don't have to spend what used to be 40% of your time dealing with objections and you know, resistance and questions and all the rest of it. Because if you've understood their needs, you've built trust, and you've presented your offerings in a way that's easy to say yes to, then actually you only need to spend 10% of your time. And this is the way that I work with a lot of people. And I tend to find that a lot of people are actually still in the old model without realising it, because what they are is they are in a situation where they don't have enough sales conversations. Therefore, every single one, they want somebody to buy from them. And that then is all about your agenda of, I want to sell to you. Which doesn't, you know, then becomes, you know, the rapport kind of gets cut down because I want to get to the fact that you buy from me. I see it quite a lot as well, as I don't want to spend a lot of time with somebody who's not going to buy from me. Well, we can't buy trust with someone if you make it very clear that you're only in it for the gain, all right? So this is actually really important that we understand that, and this is the foundation of actually really, you know, authentic selling, sales conversations that you're actually extremely comfortable with, very confident with, and very comfortable with, and actually become an easy yes. But what it does involve is reaching out. No longer build it and they will come. I'll do all of this work. I'll spend hours and hours and hours creating content, going on there and doing all this work, but without seeing the results of people actually not having sales conversations in the diary. If you don't have sales conversations in the diary, generally it's down to the fact that you haven't asked anybody to have a conversation with you. Now that might feel, oh my God, how do I do that? And how do I do it with these? That is another subject, and I certainly will speak to somebody, but I would say the first thing is, you need to identify who exactly are your ideal clients. All right, so let's recap. Ideal clients, who have you worked with in the past that you've worked with really well? And do you want, what characteristics and behaviours did they display in comparison to somebody that maybe you didn't work with so well? How do you look? Where are these people with people that you already know? You also want to realise, how do you create that container of people that could potentially be buying from you, so that you can build awareness and get them to know you and you get to know them? How do you connect with them in a way that's truly authentic and over a period of time? Because that's the reality. It's no longer a case of you just meet someone and literally without knowing who you are, they buy from you. They've usually had some level of awareness or knowledge of you, even if it's through how you've shown up, so that they can get to know and like you and actually establish that obviously you know what you're talking about and you could potentially be the right fit for them. So you then want to engage, and you can only engage with someone if you've actually issued an invitation to them. So how many people have you invited this week, and how many people do you invite every week to engage with you, so that you have enough sales opportunities in your diary so that you can find the ideal fit for you and the ideal fit for them, so that you're the ideal fit for them and they're the ideal fit for you, without having to try and everybody that you ever speak with, because you don't have enough opportunities to have to buy from you. And then you can hold a conversation with ease and joy, because you're more comfortable, you're accepting the fact that not everybody will buy from you or should buy from you, and you're at ease with that. But the build it and they will come mentality, if that is something that you're feeling where you're working really, really hard, but you're not reaching out to anybody and nobody's reaching out to you, then that's what needs to change in order to change the results of your business. Because here's the thing, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, it will keep getting you the same results. So if you want different results, you genuinely need to change what it is that you're doing, the actions that you're doing. So if you're not reaching out to ask anyone to be a client or to have a sales conversation with you, or you don't know how to do that, then this is certainly the right place to be, because I can certainly, give you some tips on that. But if you truly want to change your business, then that is something that you really need to become comfortable doing. And it's certainly something that I can help you with, and I'm more than happy to have a conversation with anyone. I'll reach out and have a sales conversation. Someone wants to have it with me. But this is not about whether you're going to be, I'm going to sell to you. Literally, it's about identifying if you're the right client, because I only take on so many clients per month because I work with them over a period of time. And if you're not right for me, I quite easily say it. And I don't, but usually what ends up happening is anyone that has a conversation with me, and if we don't agree it's a good fit, they normally go away, will always actually go away with something that will actually move them forward in their business. So I'm going to be doing a 5-day training, free training shortly. I'm going to get everything out for obviously all that to help people, in 5 days' time become much more competent and confident with how to reach out and actually spot opportunities and what to do when you've got those opportunities. But in the meantime, guys, every one of you that's here is here for a reason. You're here because you want to improve your business, you want to make it more profitable, you want to have more clients. And to have more clients, you need to have sales conversations, because if you're selling anything over £1,000, if any of your offerings are over £1,000, people will be expecting to have a sales conversation with you in order to truly determine and make a decision that you're the right fit for them. They won't do that from a blog post or from anything else. They will need to speak with you. And if you're the least bit uncomfortable or not feeling as confident as what you can with those sales conversations at the moment, then you have to look at, is that a skill that I need to improve? Because if it's crucial to your business and crucial to your success, is it something that you can that you need to get better at? So if you're good, could you be better? If you're not so good, how do you get better? Because that's what a business is. A business is somebody gives you money for the skill that you have. Also, are you reaching out? If that's something that you're really uncomfortable with, you don't know what to do, join the 5-day free training, find out more details of that, or get in touch and find out how basically we might work together and help you actually achieve that, like many of my clients have at the moment. Because the whole key to a successful business is consistency of sales, consistency of gaining clients, not worrying about where the money's coming from or how it's going to come in, actually knowing for the next 6 months where that's going to, how that's going to happen and how many opportunities you need to have. So I'm going to leave that with you guys. I would like your comments on what you feel about the Field of Dreams. Is that something that you feel that you might actually be guilty of, like I was when I came online a little bit? I was like, right, if I build all this, well, actually I built very little, to be perfectly honest. I didn't build a website for like 5 months. I didn't build a Facebook group for about 4. So the result was I had clients. Sometimes I get too caught up in the website and the Facebook, and I'm like, and then I notice the sales conversations fall off. So I can see how easily people can fall into the trap of just constantly posting. They build it and they will come. Pascal, but it's interesting. Since I stopped being active in other groups and focused on my group and reached out, again, my sales kind of soared. And so I know, and I spend less time doing it, which leaves me more time to do what I love. And I'm now going to actually be growing my list, just because that's the next stage for me, but I'm going to do it in a way that actually I'll be reaching out as I'm doing it. So happy to answer any questions. Please, focus 30 minutes a day on how and where you're going to reach out, how you're going to become more proactive in sales, what are you going to do that's, and this isn't meaning that you stop doing your post. What I'm going to ask you is, why are you doing them? So why are you doing those marketing posts? What are you hoping to achieve? And is it actually working? So we need to look at all the work and time that you spend on actually your marketing, and actually got to ask yourself, if you're still sitting there with not got enough clients, or you maybe, you're looking for more, what is it you need to change or add to your tasks, or stop doing that's actually going to get you the outcome that you truly want. Because remember, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same result. And if the result that you're currently getting is not the one that you want, what do you need to change? I'm happy to have, as you're part of my group, a 20-minute complimentary conversation with anyone that actually wants to look at what they're currently doing and what do they need to change. If at the end of that I feel that you're my ideal client, I'll actually say to you, and if we do, we'll actually set up a sales conversation. If you're not, you're going to get 20 minutes of my time to actually give you some quick wins that you can walk away with. Now, that's up to you whether you take advantage of that or not. I'm offering it, and whoever chooses to take advantage of it, PM me and we'll get it set up. And whoever doesn't, that's okay too. All right. But take advantage of what you got in front of you. All right. I'm going to wish you a fantastic week. I'm going to wish you consistency in sales. I'm going to wish that you and hope that you reach out to your ideal clients and ask them to connect and engage with you. And I am wishing you loads of success towards the end of 2017. Okay. Remember, ask and you shall receive. Okay. That's all for now. Have a great week, guys.